This is so hard to admit. I'm going to make some turkey bacon that just got started, and I have a little bit of this left. I've been eating this, I'm not sure. I do like plain Greek yogurt. Well, I shouldn't say I like it. I put up with plain Greek yogurt. I need to add some things to it to make it palatable for me. And like Neily and I have talked about this a bit, but she thinks I should be eating, well, she has said that she eats plain Greek yogurt. This is a zero sugar vanilla. I like having it just a little bit more sweet. I like that there's no sugar. It's not Greek yogurt, but it does have 13 grams of protein for a 3/4 of a cup. I mean, I wouldn't call this a whole food. Okay, am I rationalizing? Probably. Say about half a cup. My trick is to cut everything very small so every bite gets a little bit. And no, I have not gotten better at making my eggs look prettier, but they're yummy. So my little bowl of yogurt, I would say this is about 3/4 of a cup all put together. Fried eggs, I add nothing to them. They're just fried in the pan. I add no oil because it's a nonstick pan and don't need it. And 2 turkey bacon that are cooked really, really stiff. I cannot stand the texture if it's not. Gross. So it's about 9:30. I didn't get hungry until now. So the chili I'm having is leftover from last night. It was a beef chili this time. Usually I like a turkey chili, but we didn't have turkey, we just had beef. And that's okay with me. And I really like chili over something. Most of the time I do brown rice, but this time I did little tiny potatoes. They were so little. And I don't eat too much potatoes. Honestly, that's one thing I thought I would go crazy with when I took off restrictions on my diet. And I'm not craving all this stuff that I thought I would crave. But I have it when I think it's appropriate to have it, and over chili is definitely. So I add black beans to my chili, over some potatoes, add some avocado, and it's a good, well-rounded lunch. But I just realized, vegetable. Ugh, stink. See, I need to think that through first. Veggies are hard. Okay, veggies are not hard at dinner. That one's an easy one.
Okay.
For some reason, veggies are hard at lunchtime. If we have leftovers, vegetables to me leftover are not very yummy. That doesn't appeal to me. So when I put my plate together of a leftover, it's usually if there's a carb and then the protein in one thing, and I put that in the freezer. So when I take that out, then I have to think of a vegetable. And at lunchtime, I don't want to think about cooking. I want to just have it and be done. Like I don't want to think through a meal because I'm going to have to do that at dinner anyways.
Right. What about a salad as for your greens as far as, would that be?
I like salads, but they get old to me. I mean, if there's one made already, yes, I will. Like leftover salad, that's an easy one. That's something I just need to figure out. A good, easy go-to and eat that vegetable first. And eat more of the vegetable. All right, I am going to have chili left over, but I do want to put avocado on it. And you would think this is bad, but this was opened, I think, last night. Look at underneath it, it's good. So what I do is I just kind of take off the front or the top layer. When you cut an avocado, keep the pit in it. Sorry, you can hear my microwave going. It will last so much longer, and all of this will be good. The only thing that'll be bad is the top part, and you can just cut that off, and then underneath is perfectly good avocado. An avocado is so much healthier than putting sour cream. Now, I truly think sour cream is completely fine to put on it, but I'm gonna get more nutrients, and I like the taste better of an avocado on my chili. So, yeah. And so I ate 3/4 of this. I have a little chunk over here that I'm not gonna eat because I'm full. And That's the whole point of this whole journey I am on, changing how I think about food. And I have no interest of eating any more of this. Literally a month and a half ago, I would have gone, oh please, Bobby, you're allowed, go ahead and eat it. I'm excited that my brain, my stomach, I'm listening to what's going on in my body instead of it's okay to eat this because it's on the list of things to eat, or it's not okay to eat this because it's not on the list of things to eat. I'm listening to the cues within my body. I'm feeling much more confident that I can go into any situation and not go crazy. Now, do I still struggle? Of course I do. Like last night I struggled. Rachel had a friend over and they were eating some Cheez-Its and I was downstairs. I know some of you think my whole family should change the way they eat because I'm on a diet. I don't believe that. I really don't. I think that I need to allow them to live in the house that they live in, my husband, everybody, that everyone doesn't need to change what they do because of me. So they were eating some Cheez-Its and I did grab a handful. Now, in the past, I would have eaten half a bag. I literally had one handful and I had no more. So I call that a win because I didn't go crazy. I had a handful. Now, was I hungry for it? No. So therefore, I'm like disappointed in myself that I didn't wait till I was hungry. It's not a big deal. It's really not a big deal. Like I've been learning from what Neily is saying, that's not going to ruin my diet. And I'm not on a diet. I am on a lifestyle change and a different relationship with food. Okay, I'm gonna get off my soapbox now. But I just get so excited when I see myself working towards a goal of not just a weight loss goal, but a change in my thinking, because that's hard. And it takes time. It takes a lot of time and a lot of practice because these are different habits. This is a habit I am trying to get my brain and my body to respond to, and that just takes time. I think that's one of my biggest things I need to work on is doing smaller portions. Mm-hmm. I definitely struggle with that, especially if it's something served up for me, like at a restaurant or something. It's very hard for me to put it aside. I'm pretty good about eating real food. I'm not downing cookies and cakes. And I'm not one to do all that. I am much more of a, oh, yippee, there's rice, let's add more rice. Or having a large amount of food. It's all good food, but it's just too much food. In fact, I had a physical and I had to get all my blood checked and all that. And the doctor came in and she goes, you eat healthy, don't you? And I said, yeah, I think so. And she goes, your numbers are great. I clearly eat good food.
Yes.
It's absolutely a portion issue. I truly think I'm eating too much food. I just am.
Yeah.
And so I have to get that under control. Here's something interesting. I made chili last night and I was preparing my containers. This is so hard to admit. By the way, my eyes are dilated. I just got back from the eye doctor. So if I look a little high, it's because of that. I'm not high, nor have I ever been in my lifetime. While I was preparing my containers, what a different thought process. I used to think, okay, this is allowed. Like when I was on WW, I could make a 0-point chili with rice and it was 0 points. And I would make a big amount because it was 0 points. I could eat all that. Now with my new way of thinking and thinking food is food, regardless of what somebody deems it to be a point, food is food. And yes, did I think this in my head? Yes, back then I did, but I was on WW plan. It meant that I could eat whatever I wanted as long as it was within the points. Some things are 0 points, but it's still a food and it's still constantly putting food in my mouth. And my body would never get to the point of a hunger and full satisfied. And I thought that was okay. And I do think, I don't want to speak ill will of WW because I do think WW is a decent plan. I really do. I just know that my way of thinking was a bit warped in thinking that I could just eat large volumes of food because it was 0 points. Because in my mind, that made it okay to still eat this large amount of food. So back to last night when I was putting my containers together that I'm gonna freeze, I used to want to fill it up. But this time I was like, you know what? I wanna eat a normal portion so that I feel satisfied, but I'm not overly full. And I will tell you that it was absolutely half of what I would normally do. What a different way of thinking. And I just ate one of the containers I just got done with lunch. So it had rice in it. It was probably a little over a half a cup of rice and maybe a cup of chili, but I literally would have 2 cups, maybe 3. If it was a smaller amount, I would literally have this thought of, is it really worth eating if it's not a lot? Have you guys ever thought that? Like, oh, it's not even worth me saving this because it's not a big amount. I don't know if this is coming across correctly, but this I don't know. This is just where my brain was. And the difference in how I think now I'm like, I want to put together a lunch that is healthy, that will satisfy me, that I like, that I actually want to and look forward to eating it, but I don't need to gorge on it and eat so much because the volume of food that I would eat, mindful eating is definitely taking me on a path of really thinking through what's going on in my head. Weight loss is all in your head. It is. It is a mind game that is going on back and forth, and each side is competing against each other. One side is like,
eat. It's okay. It's healthy. Go ahead. Eat a lot of it.
And the other side is,
you're full. You're satisfied. You're not uncomfortable. Stop.
sure, it's healthy, but you don't need any more. And this has just been enlightening to me, very enlightening to me.